I'm also pursuing my degree in psychology. So I was actually kind of afraid, to let you in on a little secret, to do this video not wearing makeup. So there are two things that I teach a lot, and that is, number one, feeling comfortable in your own skin, and number two, finding your authentic self. So not having any makeup on chose comfortability in my own skin, and I thought it couldn't have been a better way to do this first video and being authentic in who I am. I've been through many things in my life, down many roads and detours and places where I went and looked around and said, how did I get here? And throughout my videos, I will share some of those experiences and help you, I hope, discover your authentic self, but also understand the belief systems that you have in place and where those things are coming from, why you believe the way you do, and how to overcome those, because not all your belief system, all the thoughts that you have are good. Some of them aren't serving you at all. So why hold on to them? We'll explore those over, the course of my videos. So I hope that you stay tuned. So the things that I wish that somebody would have told me. So let me tell you a story. I grew up with a mom who was extremely fragile and a covert narcissist. And so if you've never heard the term covert narcissist, or you've never experienced dealing with a covert narcissist, let me tell you a little about them, and I can provide additional materials if you're interested in finding out more. But a covert narcissist is somebody that you wouldn't necessarily immediately think that they're a narcissist. So a covert narcissist, publicly, they appear very sweet, very helpful, very going down a road, but they're not necessarily somebody you go, oh, that person's only out for themselves. However, that's their public persona. They often will exaggerate illness or injury so that they can get attention. This is how, they make themselves feel important. They hold a grudge like nobody else. They're very paranoid, hypervigilant. They use love sparingly. They are people who are prone to rage, but again, only in private. You won't see that in public. They use shame and guilt to get, to punish or to control. And my mom was the master of that. And from the time I was about 9 years old, I was a caregiver, more of a caregiver to her than she was to me, and I was a child. And this continued throughout my life. I grew up, wanted to get married, and that was pretty much a knife to her heart. How dare I want to leave her? Why can't we all live in the same house? Okay, so I may have grown up with it, but my spouse didn't grow up with it, and they're not going to want to live with you. But still, guilt and shame, and I'm trying to make that work, and it doesn't work. So that brings me to number one of what I wish somebody else would have told me, is you don't have to put up with it. You don't have to put up with abuse. And it was abuse. And it was mental abuse. It was verbal abuse. And sometimes it was physical abuse, especially when I was a kid. But you don't have to live with it. If you are living with somebody who is using, putting you down, making you feel bad about yourself, making you try to fit the expectation of what they want from you, you can say no. And that's one thing I didn't know. No one ever told me that I could say no, or that I could challenge it. Now, I'm not saying that if you are in a physically abusive relationship, this necessarily applies to you, because that's a whole different dynamic. And please check my website if you are interested in getting out of that type of a situation. There are some resources on my website for you. Because first of all, we always want you to be safe. And that's most important, is make sure that you are safe. And sometimes being safe means leaving the situation. I'm not a therapist. Life coaches are not therapists. We are not psychiatrists. We are not psychologists. We are here to help people distinguish their goals, determine their calling, find out what that is that their heart desires, and help them put together that plan of how to get there. I wish I would have had one. But of course, when I was younger, life coaches weren't really a thing. And I went through several therapists before I found some good ones. And they have been both or multiple things: coach, mentor, therapist. And if you feel that you have or are dealing with a mental illness, then please seek help from a therapist or a psychiatrist. So after spending years dealing with, living with a covert narcissist, that sort of perpetuated a belief in me that I always had to strive to meet somebody else's expectations of me. And that leads me to number 2 of I wish somebody would have told me that the only expectations that you need to live up to are your own. You get to decide what's right for you. You are the expert on you. And you know what's good for you. Your authentic self, or your true self, is in there. It may have been squashed down a little bit, but it's in there. And every time you have a gut feeling, or you hear the little voice, and it's usually softer than all of the other madness that's inside your voice, inside your head. If you sift through all of the other belief systems, and you focus in on that little voice that's telling you, this isn't right, or why am I putting up with this? That's you. That's your true self. And we can help you find the confidence to start believing in that voice again. And that's what my hope is for you. To know that you are strong and that you are empowered. And you've gone through the things that you have in life, gaining that strength, gaining that confidence. You just have to believe in yourself. And that's what I want. I want you to believe in yourself. So, the final thing I'm going to touch on for this video is something I wish somebody would have told me, is you get to write your future. You get to decide what that looks like. So what are you going to write? I can't wait to read that story. So please feel free to make comments. I will put my email in the comment section. If you want to email me directly, you can reach out to us through the website, take one of the workshops, join one of the groups, however you want to share. But I would really love to hear how you're going to write your future. So make sure you subscribe and like and turn on the notifications so that you're getting all of the new videos. We will be providing videos on Sundays and Wednesdays. And I hope to see you there. Thank you for joining me today.
Disclaimer: a life coach is not a mental health professional. We are not therapists, psychologists, or psychiatrists. We do not treat mental illness. Information provided is not intended to treat any illness. Please contact your doctor if you feel you need assistance with a mental health issue. Any information gathered during coaching sessions, groups, or workshops will be kept 100% confidential unless an individual discloses they are a threat to themselves or someone else. For full rules, disclosures, privacy policy, and national resources for mental health, please visit www.ryflc.com/disclosures.